Absolutely love to see people making plays like that. And this time, hopefully, we will get the retribution we seek. We're going to play it just like we did the previous hand, all right? Just like the previous hands. We've got notes that he's a CFWF, so this is definitely the spot.
Is that you, yeah?
All of it this time. Justice for the stream. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of justice for the stream. Taking down all the chips. All right, SPR here is about 2. Oh, man. I mean, we're ahead of quite a few flush draws. We're ahead of Jack 9. We can beat a complete airball bluff here as well. I think we need to call. Nice. Okay, finally an opportunity to put in a C-bet. Turning the straight feels really good. Wow, wow, wee wah. Wow, wow, wee wah. The blow up of the century feels good finding it. Feels good. Do we have a high stakes course? Not currently, no. In the future, we will probably develop one, though. I would be very surprised if we didn't make a high stakes course at some points, seeing as how James and I have both played pretty good size stakes in the past. So I just had a game. It got to the heads up and the other guy spammed all-ins. At that point, do you just pray RNG? Sort of, but there is actually a little bit... There is some things that you can do to try and sort of prepare for situations like that. We did some math the other day about somebody was saying, you know, what's like the average hand that you should be calling an all-in with if you know that the person is shoving any 2 cards. And we sat down and we worked out, you know, something like Queen 7 suited or whatever was the average that you should be calling with if you know for a fact that they're shoving any 2 cards in that situation. If somebody is just spamming all-ins, really it just comes down to knowing what kind of stuff you should be calling with against any 2 cards and being able to correctly identify whether or not they are shoving any 2 or if you're just running into, you know, a bunch of medium strength hands. If it was really that straightforward, you know, if just spamming all in once you get to a certain point just came down to like neutral variance, then that would be the strategy that a lot of people would take on, right? Because if there was no counter to people just spamming all ins, then it would be a really straightforward game. So I think just kind of having an idea about what you want to be calling against that kind of opponent is really your best defense. No, sir, that doesn't make sense. I'd give the guy 5 big blinds and he's just guaranteed to fuck me every time. It's horrible. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, the luck box. That's what I'm talking about. It's the only way we're gonna win this game. I tell you what, shit. All right, we're not gonna fold Queen 10. Obviously, Queen 10 is way too strong. If we are gonna limp hands like Queen 10 as opposed to min raise them, we do need to defend them versus the ISOs and the full pot bet. This is, this is concerning, right? I think at this stage of the tournament, there's no way we can be getting away from top pair. My question is whether or not we should just be shoving or if we should just be flatting. And I think on balance, shoving is going to be slightly better once he commits that many chips. I mean, really, even if he does end up, I mean, I'm not, that's unlucky. I'm not really expecting him to go broke with threes here. I think he's definitely misplayed his hand in a huge way. Everything about the way he played this hand, I think, is wrong. But I think in this context, it's really cool to shove because even if we do get the fold, we still won a huge portion of his stack at non-showdown, which is going to be great for our bottom line. So even if we don't get max value from like ace-king, if he full pots folds, which he probably shouldn't anyway once he's put in that many chips, even if we convince him to fold a hand like pocket nines or something like that, it's still going to be a good spot for us. But yeah, very good game. I'm very pleased with the way we played that one, and obviously getting all those chips in against pocket threes is fantastic for our bottom line. Let's put a let's make some notes here because this is not how you want to play pocket threes. All right, he uses a nice big open for us, so we can just push the ace queen over the top. Wow, this is just exactly what you want to see. This is just beautiful. Pocket sevens is a hand we would be willing to play now. If you could just put it in with deuce 3 again, that would be great for us. That'd be really, really good. That'd be really good. No, ace 10 is too strong. No, we prefer if you didn't have that hand, actually. He's not winning that flip either. GG. All right, so we're just going to check with the set. I mean, my biggest concern in this situation actually has nothing to do with, trying to be a trap or whatever. It's more to do with the fact that we have less than pot, so we're not going to struggle to get these chips in the middle. We're not going to struggle to get all the chips in the middle, so it's going to be it's going to be super easy for us to get the chips in, even if our opponent does decide to just completely shut down. That is a fantastic situation for us, and this is not how you want to be playing pocket nines. This is just not how you want to be doing it at all. Do I think we can fold? Probably not. He's shoving less than pot. I mean, he's gonna have like actually just any two random cards in these situations. So nice flopping two pair, getting it in. I think if he's shoving over pot, then we can consider a fold. But in this situation, he will have gut shots that we're still ahead of. He will have complete like random air. He will have a pair of deuces some of the time. All that good stuff. And I think now with ace-8 with the extra dead money, this is a pretty straightforward push. Hopefully a loose call from the small blind. Advice right at the table, that's right. Right at the table. Right in the middle of the hand. Right in the middle of the hand. Every time poker frustrates me, I played some Minecraft PvP. You know, Minecraft is something that I think is really cool, but you can shove now if you want, buddy. Minecraft is something that I actually really enjoy, but I just never really got into playing it that often. Tell him the best way to stop losing money is not playing poor guy. Yeah, king 3 just should be a shove here pre-flop. Limping king 3 is definitely a mistake. You are just allowing your opponent to just run you over so often there. Exorcesso, how's it going? Why did I say that? Oxorcesso, how's it going, man? Today's going fine. Yeah, we're the focus of today's session is very much on mental game and trying to make sure that we're making really solid decisions. And I think so far it's been pretty flawless all sesh. I haven't looked at our results yet, so I couldn't tell you if we're winning or losing or anything like that. But that is a win right there. So he opens to 3x off of the stack depth, and he checks on the flop. I think it's a pretty clear check as well at this point, especially as we have the jack of hearts in our hand. I think we'll run into some ace X here some of the time when he checks on the flop, but folding the turn is out of the question. And now we hope that he has, like, you know, ace 10, king queen, something like that. That would be nice. He let us get there. It's always nice. This note is ridiculously important for our future because if we run into him again, we'll be aware of the fact he's capable of checking back with top pairs.
Westy, is that you, yeah?
This is kind of an annoying spot. I guess we're just going to check call the river. He did limp the buttons, so he will have, you know, aces sometimes. He will have kings sometimes. He actually overbet jams this river. This is so fucked up. I mean, this is just such a weird line. I think we got to fold. I'm not expecting him to play ace 5 like this, which is really what we want him to have, or, you know, ace 10 or something like that. I'm not expecting him to play his hand in such a weird manner. So I think we've probably made a really, really good fold there, where other people would probably just go bust. Oh, but king jack is still a possibility. Ace jack, ace king, all those are still a possibility. Aces definitely, kings definitely. What was the actual on the flop? Did he check? Did he go check on the flop? No, he bet small on the flop. He bet one big blind on the turn as well, and then yeah, I think this just screams a strong hand. We're definitely doing pretty good getting away from our hand in this situation, I think. Bad North is so relaxing, yeah, definitely. I think we just bet really big on the river. Like, we're always gonna get called by the jacks, so it's might as well just go for a big one. Pocket kings as well. Definitely want to make a note about that. Limped pocket kings at 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, like a 5-ish big blinds. Just slamming in the shoves over the limps. That's fine though, because we balance those really, really nicely with our ranges. So even though we have limp folded quite frequently to these jams, what we're going to do now is we're just going to take out a couple of our weaker limps, which means we have a slightly higher concentration of traps, and we will absolutely destroy him in these situations. Wow. Yet another flip lost today. I really am interested to see what our graph looks like at the end of the day, because I think we are miles and miles below EV today. We've lost so many flips pre-flop. We've lost a lot of really good situations. Okay. Once he makes it 3x here, I think it's a really straightforward push. It's quite a big pickup if he folds. Big flop for him. All right, another flip. Mr. Mari, maybe swap tomorrow, yeah. I don't always stream on Fridays though, so we'll see. Wow, this is not what I'm expecting to get called by here. Good spot for us though. Good flop for queen 3 of clubs. Wish me luck, guys. That's a pretty good spot. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Doesn't get a lot better than that. Does not get a whole lot better than that in terms of a pre-flop all-in equity. Or flop equity, excuse me. I'll take it. Now, if we can do it in the 1-2-5 game, that would be just fantastic. That would be just fantastic. All right, Ace Jack, let's go from the button. Yes, we are calling the shove. Yes, we are. All right. So that's what it feels like to win a flip. Okay. Starting to make sense now. This game's easy sometimes. It's 96.7% on the flop. It's pretty good. King high, can you show me a winner? This is unusual. Aces, can you show me a winner? He's all in. Can you believe it? Yes, please. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Please. Thank you. $125, 5x in the bank. I will take that one as well. All right. I don't really like this spot, but I think we've got to get King 10 all in here, where our opponent can have some weird semi-bluff kind of hands. He could also just have a 10 that we have out-kicked as well. Or you could have bottom pair. Oh my god. Bottom pair, no spade. Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. Just a little bit more like it. Nice. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of using words like phrases like more profitable. But yeah. Do we ever call with ace high here? We will have the best hand quite frequently. It's kind of a weird one. Like, I don't think you do this with a 3. So we're basically looking at a 9 or we're looking at air, right? Nice. When do you decide if a game is beatable or profitable anymore? I mean, you know, I don't know. That's a hard question. With spins, I don't think I see it ever really becoming not profitable. I mean, just the state of the players who play this game is, you know, like, generally speaking, any game where you're playing against inexperienced players or people that are unwilling to learn how to play the game better, it's just going to be a good game for you, you know, even if other factors aren't really that great, you know. Which is why, you know, like, I don't think Flash should be beatable, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm quite confident about the fact that it is. So let's make a note about the limp here. He limps at 20 big blinds. Limp SB versus big blind. 20 effective. Ace X1 spin. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're limping or we're min raising this, but we're obviously calling the shove every time. Wow, fuck me, we run bad, so bad today. I can't remember if it's better to limp ace 10 suited there or min raise it, but generally speaking, at the deeper stack depths, you want to be min raising your stronger stuff because there's less trap value. Man, I would love to just Stop running like this. This guy seems to be playing pretty reggish. Shit, that was close. Seems pretty good. This is another good situation for us. Quads is good. Quads is a good spot. Shove, please. Shove, please. Shove, please. Thank you. That's better. Sweat, please. No sweat. What the fuck? All right, 75 bucks in the bank. There you go, guys. That's all she wrote for today. Let's take a look at our graph. Let me refresh this bad boy. It's going to look really good after that game, I think. Kaboom! Just like that, guys, we actually have managed to pull off a much more satisfactory session after a pretty ugly sort of week. Our chips EV at the end of today were 4,458 divided by 31, so significantly over a chip EV of 100 chips per game. Totally making up for lost time, though. Obviously, all throughout this week, we've been slightly losing or breaking even on our chip EV. But as I've been saying throughout this entire session, for me, today was so much more about mindset. Today was so much more about getting a little bit more confidence and reminding ourselves or putting ourselves in the headspace that we are beating these games, we are crushing these games, and that we shouldn't allow such petty squabbles to knock our confidence. So I'm very pleased that we chose to come back and play spins. I'm very pleased about our play today. I think we played fucking awesome. Let's take a look at our showdown winnings right here. Yeah, I mean, red line definitely holding its own a little bit more than the average day as well. But yeah, looking good, feeling good, and I'm really glad that we chose to return. After all was said and done today, you guys, we ended up winning exactly $25. That's how we were running today. We actually ended up winning only a single bind, but $25 is better than a kick in the teeth. And you know, when you're that far under EV and you're not really getting any decent sized multipliers, that's pretty fucking good, and that's all part of it. We need to stay strong throughout these times, because these are the moments when I think a lot of people who choose to try and play spin and goes crack under the pressure. They start to play worse. They don't take the time to gather their thoughts. They don't take the time to try and figure out what's going on in terms of mental games so that they can improve. And I'm pleased that we did. So there you go.